Today is April 17th, 2023, and you'll never believe where I am. Actually, you probably will, but we're at Albany's Rural Cemetery today in Menands, New York, and the leaves are, they're still what you just saw, but it's on every single tree. Every single tree is doing the same thing, and yeah, it feels like we're really gearing in towards a really nice spring and summer, and I'm pretty excited. So I wasn't planning to do anything today, let alone come to the cemetery. But I had work to do, actual work. I try to make it, this is gonna sound kind of demoralizing, but I try to make about $250 a week, which that's not a ton. It's really not, but that's what I try to make so that I don't cost my family money. Even if I'm not paying rent, I'm not actually costing them money, because if I don't make that much, I start to cost money, because that includes gas, car payments. It doesn't include things like rent, but it includes things like food. I just spent $180 on toiletries, food, medicine, etc. It's a $180 bill. So we're here today, and yeah, it's really beautiful here. And I'm thinking I'm probably gonna be the only person here because, first of all, who the fuck would come out here today? Nobody. Why would you? But second of all, because I don't see any other cars, so that's pretty good. Yo, the trillium. The trillium is blooming. Hold on, I'm gonna flip this around. I'll film it for you. Oh, the trillium. Yo, I don't really have much to say. Trillium, obviously 1, 2, 3, and then you count 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that's trillium. Literally, I have nothing else to say about trillium. I should get some better facts, but yeah, this is red trillium, and it's kind of beautiful. This right here is Virginia creeper. All right, continuing on. So look at all the vinca today. Just look at this whole patch. It's everywhere, dude. Vinca's taken over, quite literally. Crazy. So yeah, what I'm really excited to see is the waterfall. So that's why I'm filming today. I just figured, it's literally on my way back. Whoa, what are those? Daffodils? That's kind of random. Weird. I'm not gonna really pause for daffodils, but you can see this whole area is just covered in these little purple flowers. Saying check it out. Do 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 do, music video content. Do 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 do, ba 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 ba. Do 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 do, ba 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 ba. Do do do. Looks like it's not really overflowing, but it's definitely flowing. It's cold out here. I don't think I'm gonna stay long. I think I'm gonna do the short loop today. I wasn't, like I said, even planning to come today. Feeling kind of exhausted, actually. This has been like that for more than 2 years. Kind of cool. It's still blooming, actually. That's kind of cool. It's still building leaves and stuff. It's definitely higher than usual, but not as high as I've seen, obviously. You've heard the story, and you've probably seen it on my Instagram. This is coming along nicely. This is raspberry. So, I found out recently it's raspberry. Also, I'm starting to doubt myself when I said it was Virginia creeper. I'm thinking now that it was actually this, which is baby maple leaf. So that's baby maple tree. So I'm thinking I was wrong. I'm thinking it was actually a maple tree, which is what I had thought it was, but then I was doubting myself, so I said that it wasn't. Hey, more trillium. The trillium. The trillium. We're here definitely on a good day to film trillium. So this is trillium. Trillium. And there's a bunch of it. There's one over here. There's one up there. There's one right there. There's this here one. This one's really nice. Trillium. Yeah, they're definitely a spring ephemeral. They definitely don't bloom long at all. Wow. You can see kind of like it collects some water, but I don't think that that's like a feature. I think it's just like something that's happening. Oh no. Wow. What's that? You want to see more trillium? I got you, fam. I got you, fam. You can go watch the trillium for like a whole minute. On today's episode, we're just literally gonna stare at this one trillium for like a whole minute. Here, I'll flip it. Beautiful, huh? Wow. It's really nice here today. I really like the trillium a lot. That's why, it's not why I came here, but I'm glad to see it. So, I mean, yeah, there's definitely a lot of extra water you can see. But, oh! Whew, not gonna let that stop me. Even if it stops me. I wonder if the early saxifrage will have been defeated by the elements. Hasn't been blooming that long, but yeah, I wonder if it's still blooming or if it's... Oh yeah, certainly is. See? The early saxifrage. And actually we'll lower this... Yeah, there we go. Pretty cool stuff. All these things growing there are all lithophytes growing on the rocks. Wow! I cannot believe it! Well, I mean I can, because I knew it was coming. And I've been talking about it, but just look how nice these are. Like compared to when we first filmed these, and they were just those teeny little knobs. Now they're everywhere. But yeah, you see they wilt kind of fast. They do not stay long. Cool. Early saxifrage. It's a really nice day out here. Like, it's a little chilly. You know, it's been raining all day, not a bit of sun. And it actually stopped raining about 15 minutes before I got here, which was really nice. Because it means that I can just kind of come out here and look at some stuff without really getting bothered by anybody or anything. Probably boost that back up a little bit. That's about the right brightness. Maybe a little too bright even. Bum 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 bum. So this is a gastropod. That means stomach foot, and it's a slug. Oh, here's another one. Bum 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, he's got his eyes out yet. He's not so spooked by me. That's his little sensor eyes. So he's going, well, my hand isn't super steady, but you can see him moving, you know. Very clearly alive. And they like the wetness, obviously. They like the moisture because their bodies are stomach foots, that's called. Gastropods. Which I think is kind of goofy. Stomach foot. Oh, this little guy's starting to poke back out. Hello, hello. Oh, he's so cute. I think it was Olivia that really liked slugs, but I could be wrong about that. I know Sarah likes slugs too. So I'll have to send them this episode, because shout outs to both of you. Not to be confused with a snail, though they are very similar. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I wonder what he's eating. I wish I had like a ton of facts. Other than like you definitely never ever should eat them because they have a ton of parasites. Like you would too if you were constantly making contact with literally all the flora in the world. I like the little patterns on their back. They look kind of like a fingerprint. I don't really know what the point of those is. Yeah, I have no idea. Couldn't even speculate. I think that they're asexual. I think that they can be produced by asexual means. I'm trying to see if there's any more of them, but I don't see any. There's nowhere for me to really sit, you know? But that's all right. I don't really mind. Oh yeah, there's a couple. Oh no, this is. Oh no, that is one. Yeah, that is definitely one. I was gonna say I think that's a pine cone, but nope, that's definitely one. He's chilling too. This one. Ha! This just became the main episode, the main thing today. Look at this motherfucker. Bruh. Bruh. What's he up to? Oh my god, oh lord, he coming. What a goofy organism. Anyways, guys, I will be back when I guess there's more to film. Thanks for joining. If you want to watch more about snails, then you can go look up the ones that are not these, because these are slugs. Yeah, slugs. Invertebrate. It occurs to me that the entire time I've been talking, I could also have been filming. I think what it'll be funny to do is record 20 minutes of audio for 10 minutes of footage, and then not slow the footage down, but just play it back to back. People will be like, but I already saw this footage, I feel ripped off. Nah, they're just gonna be happy that I have good content with anything to look at, because I'm technically a podcast. Look at this cute bridge. Well, unless you're on a podcast, then you can't look. Someone told me that I'm psychotropic, psychedelic. There was a third one they had added, and it was psych evaluation. Yeah, they were like psychedelic, psychotropic, psych evaluation core, and I was like, thank you. That actually was one of my alters. I have dissociative identity disorder, and you can't tell me that that I don't, because that's against HIPAA. And ADA. Listening to how often normies disagree with you actually infuriates me. There was something about the school process, as my guess, that shut the fuck up, that taught them to just agree with everybody for every single thing, just like without hesitation. Like, if it sounds believable and it is said with authority, most people will, like, it's even more terrifying than they'll quote unquote believe it. It's that they'll become part of the story because they think they're being helpful. And it's like, I'll tell a completely concocted story. And sometimes if I say it with enough authority, people will be like, oh yeah, and then this happened, and then that happened. And I'm like, oh yeah, remember that. I didn't realize it until just now why I came here. I had it in my mind, I think, like a subconscious thought. I remembered it being a conscious thought. Like consciously I had words for it. I just didn't really, like, I don't really have like a set schedule. I just kind of, like, I think of something I should do, and then, like, sometimes I just kind of get carried there and it happens. Other times I completely forget and I miss out on it. But today it lined up where today is actually the 6.5 anniversary since I started my, no, 6.5 years on HRT, 6 years of having a picture explicitly used for a timeline photo. Was actually only the second year I've had explicitly for the timeline. Maybe the first. I knew last year that I was going to throw it up there. Because what I do is I take a picture from April. I don't know why I don't. I just, it's almost always with this Jigglypuff hat. And, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, little things will change. My hair will change, mostly. My clothes will change, not that much. My glasses are the same, my pants are the same. Everything's the same, man, it never did has changed. I just wrote that song. It's always the same. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot, actually. And so I came here today with the meek intention of, you know, possibly taking a picture. And then, like, I was just standing there and just, like, was, like, thinking. I was just like, eureka. Like, this is the moment where I'm supposed to do it. So I did it. I think, and it looked kind of like when I started. It was like, you know, it's a cute picture. But placed with the timeline, yeah, I mean, it tells quite the story. Mostly it shows the story of like hope, but then failure and plateauing. Like, oh boy, it's working, and then it's like, oh wait, now I'm 27. There's no more time for it to work. Like, the end. Like, it was working when I was like 23 to 24. I was like, yay, I'm on hormones. And then 24 to 25, I was like, yay, I'm on hormones. I'm going through female puberty. I'm gonna be a girl. And then like I turned 26, I was like, this does not feel like girlhood. And then I turned 27, I was like, bruh. Then I turned 28, and like by that time I kind of like was just sick of the bullshit and understood what my life kind of had been, and started putting to some context. And also by that point, what the hell is this guy doing? By that point, I had realized that it was time for me to like really take control. And so by age 29, I'd started the project you're currently watching, but you didn't get to watch any of it. And actually, I think by age 28, I started this. So by age 29, you started watching it. Age 30, you watched all of. And so now, yeah, it's been a little bit more than a year and a half that I've been doing this. Like, it's gonna keep going. It's not gonna stop until they stop me. You know, they're gonna have to stop me. So thanks for joining, guys. I really appreciate you being with me. And you know, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, the future, or if you're a time traveler and they send you back to the past somehow. It doesn't matter if you're on like a DMT trip and you're from like a different dimension and you're just like watching this whole thing, but then you wake up and like you realize the whole thing was like a vivid hallucination from like the Matrix kind of deal. Doesn't matter, because I'm happy you're here. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, whether I'm alive, whether I'm dead, whether I'm you know, I don't know, but whenever this finds you, thank you for joining. Especially if you're trans, most especially. Somewhere I can go to get like a real-time chemical understanding, like of every element and trace element and like its sources of given different river streams. Like if I want to know like 20 miles down the Ganges River past Mumbai, well, I'm actually not 100% sure that makes any sense. I don't really know where the river is. I just know that the Ganges is like the river, and like Mumbai is like a big city, so I don't really know if that's the same river, but assuming that it is, right, like past the city, like what's really in that water? What the fuck was in it before the city? Like, can I get like a real-time update on that somewhere, like in real time? Because if I can, then they can, and if they can, then they know what they already know. That's kind of cool.